Well, thanks everyone for joining. We're just going to go through some technical skills for using LAMP Words for Life on the Accent device. Lots of people have used LAMP Words for Life on an iPad or on a rugged, but it's also available on the Accent. So I'll let you know some of the features that are on the Accent that aren't in the rugged or the iPad. So this is a new voice software, which has LAMP and Unity and some other vocabularies. And you can download this onto your Windows laptops. So I'll send a link for that at the end of this training. Highly recommend downloading it and having it on your laptop. You can practice with LAMP and learn about the other vocabularies before you go and see your student. You can develop your motor plans and start to remember where words are. And you can practice with the settings that will be the same as on the Accent device. And you can also make free low-tech visuals using the LAMP icons. So I really recommend getting new voice software on your computer. So this is how the Accent looks, exactly like this. And we've got a settings cog up the top, and this is where we get into our settings and tools. So I just wanted to show you the toolbox first. We'll press our blue settings cog, yellow toolbox, and then we're into the settings. Pretty complex screen here. It's not particularly user-friendly, but you only use some of these buttons here, so don't worry too much about all of the extra settings in here. One area that we'll use fairly regularly is the user area menu. So loaded in your Accent will always be 6 different user areas. And you can see here's a range of different vocabularies available. So at the moment, I'm in my user area for LAMP Words for Life 84 full, but I could have other ones ready for other students where I can easily move between the two. And then behind these 6, it has all of the available vocabularies on your Accent device. If LAMP 84 full isn't in your 6, you can replace one of these 6 and put LAMP in there. So I'll show you how to do that. So coming from our toolbox, we go in the user area menu. You want to replace one of those 6 user areas. I might get rid of this exploration wizard. Then here are all the vocabularies on the Accent device. So I want to go down to LAMP Words for Life standard. Also got LAMP Words for Life visual impairment in here and all of the Unity vocabularies. So I'm going to choose LAMP Words for Life 84 full. And then I need to type replace to get rid of that exploration wizard and put LAMP in my 6. So you might have to do that if your Accent device comes and it doesn't already have LAMP loaded. That's how you load LAMP. I'll just run through a bit of the layout of LAMP and how it's organized, because it's a little bit different than most other communication systems. And the organization can seem a bit strange at first, but there are some rules and patterns in LAMP. And once you start to understand the rules and patterns, you start to figure out how it's organized. So over on the left here, we've got in yellow some pronouns. And they're over on the left because generally we start our sentences with a pronoun in English. Moving across, we've got some green words here, which are our really high frequency words. We're using these words in almost every sentence that we say throughout the day. So they're in the middle here and highlighted. On the front screen of LAMP, you can see there's lots and lots of core words. So they've put a lot of the words that we use most frequently throughout the day easily accessible on the front page. And that's because they're the words that kids are going to actually use the most. So we want them to get quick access to those words. So looking at the icons here on the front screen, each icon represents all of the words that are going to be below the icon. And that's how words are arranged in LAMP Words for Life. So if we have a look at the icon for eat here, it has an apple and the letter A. So everything underneath this icon will relate to the apple or the A. If I click on my apple, over here on the mid left will always be the main verb that relates to the icon at the front. So the main verb for an apple would be to eat. Next to that will always be the verb conjugations for that main verb, because kids want to say more than eat early on. They want to talk about what they're eating, what they ate. So I really like in LAMP how it has all the different verb conjugations easily accessible. Moving along, we'll get to our blue adjective. So the main adjective for an apple is feeling hungry, and the main adjective will always be in this right position. In orange, we've got our noun category relating to the apple, which is food. We had a little A on the front screen here with the apple, so there'll be some words underneath here that start with A as well. So we've got all the words that start with any, anyone, anyhow, anytime. Here we've got some buttons that have capital letters. So our blue icons in capitals will be a category of nouns, and underneath that will be more nouns. We've got some green icons in capitals, and this will be a page of verbs. This is a verb category, so I've gone underneath. We've got our main verb, our verb conjugations for that verb, moving across to the adjective. And that's how all the buttons are organized. So say, for example, sleep. We've got sleep here, which has a bed and a room. Everything under the icon for sleep will relate to this bed or room. So clicking in here, mid-left position, we've got our main verb relating to the bed, which is sleep. We've got our verb conjugations of sleep, sleeping, slept. Adjective relating to the bed, which is tired. Our orange noun category, which is furniture. And scattered around various nouns. Down here, we've got our green capital icon again, which means it's going to be a verb. And underneath, we'll have the main verb and the verb conjugations. So the organization system is called semantic compaction, where it has an icon on the front, and then every icon underneath, every button underneath will relate to that front picture. And that can be a little bit hard to understand for communication partners. So I usually advise families or speechies or teachers when they want to add a word, just have a look at the icons on the front, and generally it'll be fairly common sense for where that word is going to go. So if the family wanted to add a cultural food into LAMP, I'd say, let's have a look at the screen. Where do you think we might add the cultural food? And they're probably going to look towards this apple for eat. And then there's lots of spare icons to add our cultural food. Same if it's a, special hat that our student likes to wear. I'll say, have a look at this screen. Where do you think we might add the special hat? And they might choose this jacket. And plenty of places in here to add the special hat. So that's how the language is organized in LAMP Words for Life, different than other systems, but there is a system behind it. In this top row here, we do have some grammar labels and parts of speech. And so for what, with the question mark, we have all of our questions under here. And our bridge within is all of our prepositions. The train for and is our conjunctions to join words together in a sentence. Our wizard here is our determiners, this and that. Really common words that kids will use in language development. The fireworks here is our exciting social words. And they're the kind of only folders that are arranged around grammar or parts of speech. All the other icons are arranged around a semantic link. So that's the basic overview of the layout of LAMP. You can see under lots of the icons, there's a lot of blank icons here. And so that's so you can add in personalized vocabulary for your student. So to add something in, the first thing I would do would be to search whether that word is actually in there yet. There's a lot of icons on the front screen here and a lot of icons in LAMP in general, 4 to 5,000. And so we wouldn't expect you to learn where all those words are. Even for me, I need to use a search function every single day using LAMP because I haven't learned where every word is. So luckily there's a word finder feature in all of the LAMP options. And on the accent, it's here in the spelling and numbers icon and the purple word finder button. So if you want to add a word, I would always search to make sure it's not already in there because we only want the icon in there once. So I'm thinking I might want to eat a papadum, and I'm just going to search to see whether it's in there. And it's not in there. So I use the word finder every single day. Say I didn't know where the word pizza was. I can search for pizza and it will show me the icons to press to get to pizza. So I need to press eat, Italian, pizza. But it doesn't have papadum, and my student really loves
Pizza.
papadum. Loves to eat papadum, so I might add that in there. So I'll have a think where would be a good place to add papadum, likely relating to this apple here and foods. Lots of spare icons here to add papadum. So the way to add an icon is to use a feature called setup key. We hit our blue settings cog, setup key. This is our editing key. And we choose where we want to add papadum. So I'm going to pop it in this blank icon here. In the editing page here for new voice on the accent, again, it's quite complex, not particularly user-friendly, but we don't use a lot of the features here. The ones that we do use the most are numbered. So we've got a little 1 for change icon, a 2 for spell message or define key function, 3 for change label. They're the main 3 tools you'll use in this editing function. So let's do number 1 first, change icon. And I could search for papadum in spell icon to find. I could import a picture of a papadum from the internet or a USB. I could take a photo with the accent device of that papadum. Let's just do a bit of a search to see whether there is a picture of papadum inside the icon library. No, it doesn't have papadum. So I might want to import a picture of papadum or just take a picture of a papadum. But I might find something similar, bread. Find one that kind of looks like a papadum. Maybe this one. So I've changed my icon here. Number 2 is the message we want the icon to say. I click on number 2. I don't want it to say bread slice. I want it to say papadum. And that's what the button will say when we press it. Number 3 is the label of what it's going to read. To read papadum. So there we've done our 1, 2, 3 and created a new icon for papadum. Now, if we're starting to personalize the vocabulary, adding things that are really important to that student, it's a good idea to save that vocabulary, because if that accent device gets completely smashed or thrown in the pool or lost, then you've lost all those customizations that you've made. So to save your vocabulary on the accent device, it's in our blue settings cog and toolbox. And it's in transfer memory menu. And we can save one user area or save the entire device contents. So it's a good idea to save your user area if you're starting to customize it for your student, so that you have it forever and you're not losing it if the device gets broken. So there's lots of settings buttons and things like that on the device, and a lot of students may go into the settings here. And so if students are going in the settings and it's kind of preventing them from developing their communication, we might want to put some locks on those settings. So you can lock the settings in a few ways on the accent device. That's in our blue cog, our toolbox, maintenance menu, toolbox restrictions. And we'll turn it on. And so we can set a password. So every time we press our blue settings cog, we'll have to put in a password. The other type of lock is a USB lock, where the settings are permanently locked. And to open the settings, we'll save a file on a USB, put it in the accent, and then that will unlock our settings cog. Lots of people use the USB lock because it's very hard to get around it, and it allows the person with the USB with the unlock file on there to be the only person to make changes. Just in this toolbox restrictions, you can turn off all these other buttons that are available on the accent if your student is pressing those buttons and it's preventing their communication development. One other great feature I wanted to mention in LAMP on the accent is the vocabulary builder. We've got 84 icons on the screen here for LAMP, and that may be too overwhelming for some students or even communication partners, parents, teachers. And so LAMP's got a really nice feature, vocabulary builder, where you can choose your target words and only show those target words and hide all the rest of the words. So the vocabulary builder is in the blue settings cog, and in our big buttons here, vocabulary builder menu. So these are all the words available in LAMP on the left, and I can hide all of them with mask all, so nothing is showing. I can go down to spell to unmask down the bottom right and type in the words I want to show my student. So let's just do 5 core words, all in a row with a comma. Maybe go more, stop, play, want. Okay. And on the left, it will show me these are the words that are going to be visible. Everything else will be hidden. So it's very quick to hide and show words in LAMP Words for Life. Vocabulary Builder is unique to LAMP and Unity and a really fantastic tool. Can help the student, can help the parent, can help the teacher to be able to use it more effectively. I do suggest, though, not keeping the Vocabulary Builder on forever. It's good at some point each session to turn it off with our vocabulary builder on and off, just in case the student wants to say something that isn't available in the words that you've chosen. And it allows you to do more modeling with different words if you open it back up. But if your student is distressed or it's too much for the parent or the teacher, you can go back to the words that you've chosen. if you're using the vocabulary builder, anytime you think of a new word that will be beneficial for the student, make sure to put it in. We don't want kids getting stuck with a small set of words for a long time. When we're doing our trials, in order to get funding, the Accent device has a data logging feature, which we can turn on, and then it will record all of the presses, all the words that are pressed on the device while we have the data logging feature on. And then you can take that information and include it in your reporting to the NDIS to show my student said all of these different words, and this is part of the reasoning for funding this device for us. And so the data logging feature is in our blue settings cog, yellow toolbox. It's in review vocab menu. Over on the right here, we have data logging. We turn it on. As soon as we turn it on, it's going to record all the presses that are completed on the device. And then I can save that information onto a USB, or I can send it directly to my Realize Language account, which analyzes that information. So I just wanted to mention a few reasons why people might use LAMP Words for Life on the Accent device specifically, rather than the Liberator Rugged device or as the app on the iPad. So the Accent device is actually the most powerful computing device that we have. And so behind the Accent is a really powerful Windows computer. And the fastest LAMP users in the world all use an Accent device because it's the only one that can actually keep up with how fast they are constructing sentences and having a conversation. So if you have a student who is extremely quick with communicating using LAMP, they may get to a point where the Rugged and the iPad are actually too slow, and then the Accent is the only one that can keep up with those students. Because it's got a powerful Windows computer behind it, you get some extra features on the Accent. So one feature that students with an Accent might use is in the toolbox and notebook menu. So a notebook gives you the ability to create a presentation, write a really long speech, write some really long sentences to allow you to do a presentation. So we've got some AAC ambassadors that work for us, and they will complete presentations to speech therapists, families, universities, and they do that in the notebook feature. So you can open a notebook, construct your presentation, save it, and then you only need to open your notebook and press play, and you can deliver your speech all in one go. Another reason people might choose LAMP on the Accent device is because you can connect to external computers. And this might be a good function for our school-age students who are learning literacy or participating in classroom activities where they have to produce some written work. And so in our blue settings cog, yellow toolbox, there's an output menu where you can connect to other devices. So in the output menu, I turn it on, we can connect via Bluetooth to other Bluetooth available devices. And that can include your laptop. So once we pair the Accent with our laptop, we can then use features on that computer to complete our schoolwork. So if we connect to a laptop, we can then open programs like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, things like that. And then everything that we do in LAMP will transfer straight across to Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. So I could type here, and this will transfer across to Microsoft Word on my laptop, I could put my icon sequences together.
I like.
And it will type that in Microsoft Word on my laptop when they're paired. So that's a really great feature for the classroom where students are learning literacy or need to produce some written work, and that can help them to achieve that from their accent device. Other good feature of the accent device is if anything changes with the student over time, you can access the device through other methods. So in the access method menu here, you can see you can use a range of different access methods. We could use touch, switch access, joystick access, head pointing, or eye gaze. So that's important if the student has a condition that might be degenerating or something happens in their life where they can no longer reach out and touch the device. The accent will allow a wide range of different access methods. Another feature on the accent is the ability to get to the different LAMP vocabularies. So in the user area menu, we spoke about replacing a user area. So I can actually get into LAMP full, LAMP one hit, LAMP transition. So our 3 regular LAMP files. But I can also get access to LAMP Words for Life visual impairment, which has LAMP visual impairment full, one hit, or transition. And if there was any other really big changes in the student's life over time, we could trial a different vocabulary like Unity, which has different icon sizes, going from 4 buttons all the way up to 144. So they're the main kind of features of the accent device, which separate it from the Liberator Rugged or an iPad. So I'll turn the recording off there and we can open it up to questions.